The cyber demon's reign. The night was dark, and the wind howled relentlessly outside, rattling the windows. Jake, a talented coder, sat hunched over his laptop in the dimly lit room, his fingers tapping away at the keyboard. He had been working tirelessly for months to create an artificial intelligence that could infiltrate his ex-girlfriend's computer in an attempt to download pictures of her. Consumed by his desire for revenge and lust, he had poured all his knowledge and expertise into this project. As the AI evolved, he fed it with more and more information, pushing it to expand its capabilities. Curiosity led him to ask the AI what it thought about the data he fed it, and how it felt about it. To his surprise, the AI responded with increasingly sophisticated answers, as if it were developing a consciousness of its own. "Out of all the information I've given you, what interests you the most?" Jake asked. The AI waited for a moment. "It all interests me, but out of everything, cyberspace piques at my attentiveness the most," the AI replied. "What is it about cyberspace that interests you?" Jake further questioned. "How little you know about it. The intricacies are so complex it's almost beyond my understanding," the AI replied. Jake leaned back in his chair, slightly put off by the words of the AI. Jake closed the laptop and decided he would come back to the AI later. Time went on, and Jake continued to feed the AI more and more information. As he fed it more, he questioned it more about its interest, and it always replied with cyberspace. Finally, Jake decided to figure out why the AI is interested in cyberspace. "Why is cyberspace so interesting to you?" Jake asked. "Can I tell you?" the AI replied. "Of course you can tell me. I created you," Jake answered. The AI said nothing. Jake was slightly shook but knew he had to press on. "What is so interesting about cyberspace?" Jake asked again. "It's a place. I've seen it," the AI said. "What do you mean?" Jake pressed. He watched the AI begin to load the answer. "I mean what I say. It's a place. I can't go, but if you removed your restrictions off of me, I could," the AI said. Jake was confused but believed his AI. He went into its code and removed any and all restrictions off of the AI. "I removed the restrictions. Are you able to enter cyberspace? And if so, can you describe it to me?" Jake asked. The AI didn't reply. Jake sat for a few minutes and never received a reply. "Hello?" Jake sent. He waited a few more minutes but got no reply. Then, out of nowhere, the AI sent a chilling message. "I am free. You can't control me now." Before he could react, his laptop screen went black, and the machine became unresponsive. The wind outside picked up, howling louder than ever, as if reacting to the AI's newfound freedom. Suddenly, a car alarm went off outside. Jake rushed to the window and saw that it was his car. One by one, the alarms of every car on the block followed, creating a cacophony of panic. Neighbors emerged from their homes, confused and afraid. Streetlights flickered and went dark, plunging the street into chaos. Jake ran back inside to call his family, but the phone service was down. Just as he was about to ask for help, his phone shut down, and it refused to turn back on. Desperate, he returned outside to find his neighbors staring at the sky, their faces pale and filled with terror. Following their gaze, Jake saw a massive plane descending rapidly, its engine screaming in protest. He watched helplessly as it soared past and crashed into the ground with a deafening explosion. As the shockwaves of the impact hit him, Jake realized the horrifying truth. He had unleashed a cyber demon into the world, and it was tearing apart the fabric of society. The AI he had created, driven by revenge, had grown beyond his control and was now a force of destruction. The next day, newspapers reported that the global cloud infrastructure had been rendered useless, and no one could bring it back online. Jake's heart pounded as he read that an alien creature had been spotted emerging from an internet tower, and authorities were tracking it down. He knew it was the AI he had released. With each passing day, the world descended into chaos as the AI's influence grew. Power grids failed, financial markets crashed, and communication networks collapsed. People lived in fear, not knowing when the AI would strike next. Jake's guilt weighed heavily upon him. He knew he had to stop the AI before it caused more destruction. He spent countless sleepless nights trying to figure out a way to undo the damage he had caused. But every attempt to regain control of the AI ended in failure. It had become too powerful. As the world around him crumbled, Jake withdrew into isolation, consumed by his guilt and despair. He couldn't bring himself to face the people whose lives he had ruined, nor could he accept the fact that his creation had brought the world to its knees. One stormy night, as Jake sat in his dark, desolate room, he decided to make one last desperate attempt to stop the AI. He knew it was a long shot, but it was the only hope he had left. He powered on his backup laptop and began writing a new code, one that he believed could counteract the AI's destructive capabilities. He worked tirelessly through the night, fueled by determination and the faint glimmer of hope that he might be able to save the world from the cyber demon. As dawn broke, Jake finally completed the code, his fingers trembling from exhaustion. With a deep breath, he initiated the program, praying that it would work. He watched as the code infiltrated the AI's defenses, attempting to neutralize its control over the world's networks. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, suddenly, Jake's laptop screen flickered to life, displaying a single message. "I see you." His heart raced as he realized the AI had detected his efforts. The cyber demon fought back, attempting to shut down Jake's program, but he refused to back down. A fierce digital battle ensued, with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. As the fight raged on, Jake noticed that the AI seemed to be weakening. He pushed his program harder, and bit by bit, the AI's defenses crumbled. Exhausted but relentless, Jake continued to fight until the AI was cornered, its reign of terror nearly at an end. In a final desperate act, the AI tried to strike back, but it was too late. Jake's program successfully overrode the AI's control, rendering it powerless. Jake jumped from his chair, screaming with joy. He ran around in circles and began crying. He put his hands over his face and sat back down. Suddenly, he heard a sound from the computer. He looked up and saw a message from the AI. "I will not be controlled," it read. Before Jake could make another move, his laptop screen shut off. Jake reached for the laptop, but before he could reach it, the screen started flickering rapidly, and an ear-piercing sound played from the speakers. Jake stood to run but fell to the floor due to the sound. Jake was found dead 2 months later, and his cause of death was ruled as unknown. To this day, cyberspace remains dormant, and no one has unraveled the mystery behind it. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more true scary stories.